with me. Oh, darling, can't you see? I want you to save your love for me.
Well, first, welcome to, and I have to say our first interview, Miss Eunice Newkirk. In my opinion, one of the finest song stylists that I know. How are you?
I am blessed and highly favored, Phil.
Oh, that's so
I don't
good.
have any complaints about anything whatsoever.
Wonderful, wonderful. You have a style of singing which is quite unique. Where does that come from?
Inside.
Yeah.
It's when I first started singing, it was people were saying I was sounding like so many different singers, Sarah Vaughan, Nancy Wilson, and it was very frustrating because I wanted to have a Eunice Newkirk sound. So when Eunice opened her mouth, everybody would know who it is. You know? Now I'm quite aware that many singers that come through, they're going to have reflections of other singers. But I work very hard to get my own sound, you know, and to be quite honest with you, I never do a show without praying first. You know, that's whether it's jazz or whether it's gospel, because this is not my talent, it's God's talent, and I can lose it just like that if I if I abuse it. So it's all from within.
So prayer is very, very important.
Very important.
Yeah. Exactly when did you start singing?
Okay, well, my mother said I started singing when I was 9 months old. They always had music in the house, and she was saying every time the radio would come on, I would get up there, climb up in the crib, and start singing. You know, but my mother was a minister as well as a musician. Other churches, me and my sisters, you know, and nieces, we had to go to the other churches with her and be in the choir. Then she would take me out on auditions. You know, my mother and I had a very unique relationship, being the youngest in the family, and I was home. It was just different. She did a lot of things with me that my sisters and brothers, you know, didn't have the opportunity to do with her because they had kids, and my mama was having me. So I have a lot of nieces and nephews. We're all around the same age.
So it sounds like you come from a very large family.
Huge family.
Really?
There was 14 of us, and I'm the last of the 14.
14?
14.
Brothers, sisters?
And they thought I was a tumor. Can you believe that? They were getting ready to snuff me. They were. They thought I was a tumor. And come to find out, my mother, you know, a friend was a doctor and sent my sisters and brothers, you know, sister and or a brother around to speak to a friend, the doctor, and he told her to come in before she went into the hospital. And he just touched her stomach and said, "Oh, Esther." He said, "I'm sorry to say." She said, "Oh, doctor, no, not again." He said, "Yeah." But she was sick with me for the whole 9 months. Then when I was coming into the world, I came out backwards, and the doctor had to turn me around.
Wow.
So, Phil, you and I have known each other for years. Maybe that's what my problem is. I came in the world backwards and then turned around.
But you're turned around now.
Oh, I'm turned around completely. Completely. I'm fine now. Going back some, my brother's the one who got me into jazz. He's crossed over now. But I wanted to be an R&B singer, you know, and he was a jazz fanatic. And he told me that my voice was too good to go into that. I want you to listen. He had me listening to everybody. He had me listening to Miles Davis, Thelonious Monk, who I still don't understand, but I just found out that he's got some awesome stuff, some music I'm doing that he's written. I didn't know that he had written it. And he had me listen to Carmen. He had me to all everybody, Dizzy Gillespie, everybody in the jazz profession. You know, Billie Holiday. He took me to see Billie Holiday just before she had died. I was a kid, And I was just so moved by her, you know?
Yeah.
Because I felt like this woman, I felt her sadness, you know, and I just wanted to be her child because I felt like she had nobody in the world.
Wow.
So he had me into the jazz, and then I was still trying to get my little R&B thing off, but he kept pushing me this way. And then I had another brother that knew a lot of musicians, and he would take me around to the clubs. And I would go in there when I was like 13 years old. He had me sing with these musicians. It felt good. I only knew 2 songs, you know, but I got over,
right,
you know, and that was the beginning. I liked jazz because then I had to find out the history of jazz. It's our music.
That's right.
You know.
You know, tell me some of the artists that have influenced you in your experience, in your career. You know. Okay,
artists that I really, really, really admired. It was Sarah. It was Duke Ellington. It was Nat King Cole.
Nat King Cole. Yeah. Okay. He was a master at what he did. And when I listen to you, I have a tendency of going to, as a matter of fact, I didn't think of him, but yeah, you do remind me a lot of him in a feminine.
Why? Because I'm so cool, right?
Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet.
Well, I've been blessed to be able to work with several masters out here. Billy Taylor.
I remember you were working with Max Roach. I mean, to work with Max Roach must have been like,
it was awesome. It was awesome.
How was that?
It was an experience that I will never forget. You know, it was. He heard me sing years ago in Central Park when I was with the choir, with a former director of our choir. You know, and at the time he said, you know. Years later, our choir was performing with him, and he remembered me, and he had me to do one of his songs at the concert. Totally caught me totally off guard.
Wow!
But you know, I don't remember lyrics very well, but I came home and I hooked up those lyrics so fast. I didn't have any papers in my hand or anything. And it was down at the 92nd Street YMCA. We performed down there. And he was a very gracious man.
Yes.
Very gracious. I had no problems with him at all. It wasn't that star thing, you know. But
working with those masters, you know, I think that it contributed a lot to your experience as a performer, because I find you as one of the coolest, one of the most reserved performers that I know. You know, you don't let anything stress you out on stage.
Right.
You know, and that's what I always liked about you, your tenacity, your mindset. Where does Eunice Newkirk want to go as an artist?
I want to go further. I want to spread this. It's like a wealth. I want to spread it around the world. Even if I don't become I used to dream of becoming a superstar, but what is a star? You know, I feel like I'm a star. I'm God's star.
Let's talk about your upcoming concert. You're performing in a few days, and we want to get that message to folks.
Yeah, I'll be at the Riverbank State Park on Riverside Drive and 145th Street. And on the bill I'm on the bill with Cyrus Chestnut.
Oh, master musician.
So I'm looking forward to that, and I have my group, the most dynamic group of musicians in the world, are with me. Would you like to know who they are?
Yes, I would like to know exactly.
Okay.
Tell me.
On the piano, we have Donald Smith.
Yes.
On bass, we have Paul Ramsey. On saxophone, we have Siraj. And my music director and best friend in the whole wide world is Mr. Phil Yong on drums.
Oh, she's so sweet. No, actually, I really do look forward to doing this gig with you. We've had a lot of gigs throughout the years that
Right.
we've worked together and known each other. And I have to say to anyone who's listening or looking at this piece, this woman, in my opinion, is a true class act. Not only is she talented as a singer, but she's extraordinary as a woman. Is there anything that you want to say, any message that you wanted to give to our viewing and listening audience?
Faith make things possible, not easy. That's it.
That puts it right where it belongs. I guess we can wrap.
Thank you.